Hey guys, welcome to my Week 2 recap for the NBA 2022 to 2023 season. It was another great week for basketball, as we had so many awesome matchups and games, so let's get right into it. To start off the week, the 76ers finally won a game by a lot to end their dry streak against the Pacers, who were missing Miles Turner. Meanwhile, the Celtics dropped their winning streak after losing their first game to Chicago by 18 points after DeRozan put up 25 to match Tatum's 26. Toronto beat Miami in their second matchup, despite Miami playing well up until the fourth quarter. And hey, even Robinson was playing great. But Toronto just played better, and Butler didn't come in until the last couple minutes. Meanwhile, the Magic lost their fourth game in a row to the Knicks. The Jazz finally lost their first game to the Rockets, which is kind of insane to be honest. Meanwhile, in Memphis, history was made, with 4 players making 30-plus points without overtime, being Kyrie, KD, Ja, and Desmond Bane. Memphis did win this amazing game though. The Spurs are also forgetting how to tank as they beat the hyped-up Timberwolves. And finally, Anfernee Simons put up 29 including 7 threes against the Nuggets, who lost this game due to Jokic only shooting 4 shots, which was very weird. I also want to apologize to Portland for putting them so low in my predictions rankings, as they are trying to look more like contenders, as they are the only team that made it 4-0 at this point. The Wizards overcame the Pistons by 21 points. Meanwhile, the Pelicans took on and beat the Mavericks without Zion or Ingram. Truly amazing. The Thunder beat the Clippers without Giddey, but Kawhi and PG-13 were also out. And an intense game between the Warriors and the Suns, which included Klay Thompson's first ejection from any game ever. Though ultimately the Suns beat them as Booker put up 34 points. The Nuggets got their third win as Jokic put up 31 and a near triple-double, and made the Lakers take their 4th loss of the season, as they are still looking for a win. The Cavs beat the Magic by 11, and the Hawks beat the Pistons by 5. The Knicks barely beat the Hornets. The Raptors gave the Sixers their 4th loss of the season, as they went 3-2. The Bucks beat the Nets in a great game where KD and Kyrie put over 25, and KD put 33 himself, though not enough to take Giannis' 43 points alone. The Bulls beat the Pacers as everyone expected. The Timberwolves beat the Spurs, and the Jazz beat the Rockets in their second matchup, while the Heat got their second win, which was needed but wrecked the Blazers' perfect 4-0 record. Then the Mavs overtook the Nets in a great game that went into overtime with Luka putting up 41 points and KD putting up 37, and Kyrie put up 39 in the same game. The Thunder beat the Clippers twice in a row. The Warriors beat the Heat as the Heat come off of a win from Portland the night before. The Grizzlies beat the Kings, who at this point were tied with the Lakers and Orlando for being the only winless teams, though the Magic finally got their first win against the Hornets the next day. The Nuggets got their revenge on the Jazz from the first game and beat them in what was basically a perfect game for the Nuggets, despite KCP being injured. The Hawks overtook the Pistons, and surprisingly the Cavs beat the Celtics by 9 points. The 76ers got their second win after beating the Raptors without Embiid, nonetheless, as Tyrese Maxey went off in this game. The Wizards lost to the Pacers, who now have Miles Turner back. The Bucks beat the Knicks, and at this point were the only undefeated team this far, though the Lakers took their 5th loss to the Timberwolves, while the Blazers took their 5th win as they beat the Rockets. The Bulls somehow lost to the Spurs, who look surprisingly good so far. Then the Suns beat the Pelicans, who are still out Ingram and Zion Williamson, unfortunately. The Kings got their first win over the Heat and made the Lakers the only team to lose their first 5 games. The Heat struggled in this game as Jimmy Butler only had 13 points. The Warriors also lost to a bad team, which was the Hornets in this case, as they are both now 50% on the winning for this far. The Nets are now in panic mode as they lost to the Pacers, who again are missing Miles Turner. The 76ers recover a bit as they beat the Bulls and get their 3rd win. The Bucks become the only team to go 5-0 as they beat the Hawks and remain undefeated. The Thunder continue to shine as they beat the Mavs, and in a game with no Ja Morant, the Jazz beat the Grizzlies by 1. As Zion returned to the Pelicans on Sunday, they overcame the Kawhi-less Clippers, though they are still out Ingram. The Celtics beat the Wizards as Bradley Beal has a scoreless first half. Donovan Mitchell put up 38 points for the Cavs to beat the Knicks, and the Warriors, surprisingly, lost to the Pistons. Even as Poole and Curry combined for 62 points, yet 4 of the 5 starters of the Pistons made over 20 points. The Timberwolves lost to the young Spurs team. The Suns beat the Rockets with 30 points from Devin Booker, and the Mavs beat the Magic in a bit of a nail-biter. The Lakers eked out their first win of the season with their second meeting with the Nuggets, and they got it, as the Nuggets starter players played well, But the bench did not play as well, and without Bones Highland, who got injured during a warm-up. Though, congrats to the Lakers because they put up a great game, especially on the defensive end, and especially LeBron with his 26 points. The Lakers also passed the Rockets in the seeding, as the Rockets and Magic are the only two teams with a 1-6 record, while the Lakers and Nets are the teams with a 1-5 record. Who would have guessed 2 years ago? The Kings sit at a 1-4 record, the Heat are at a 2-5, and the Clippers are at a 2-4 record. The Pacers, Bulls, 76ers, and the reigning champs, the Golden State Warriors, are all at a 3-4 record. The 3-3 or 50% winning teams include the Hornets, the Knicks, the Raptors, the Thunder, the Mavericks, and the Washington Wizards. The Timberwolves and the Nuggets are both 4-3, while the Grizzlies, Pelicans, Hawks, and Celtics are all 4-2. The Jazz and the Spurs are the surprising duo of going 5-2 this far. And the Suns, Trailblazers, and Cavs are all 5-1, while like I said, the Bucks remain the only undefeated team in the league with a 5-0 record. Now again, just like the first week, it's still a little bit too early to use the standings as a way to determine which teams are the best. Though it's fair to say the Nets and the Lakers have had a rough start, while the Blazers and Cavs have had a surprisingly good start and look more like contenders than they did before. Though again, it's still too early. By week 5 to 6, the standings will be more official, as at the moment, a lot of teams are still tying in the placements. Anyways though, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, please drop a like and subscribe. Thank you guys, much love.